Okay, welcome to Crypto News and Investigative Report. I'm glad that you could join us today. Wherever you are, hope you're having a good day. Wherever you are, hope you're having a good night. It's it's quite a bit of news going on today, and I don't want to really uh, uh, go into too many preliminaries. But I'll say this: Hey, thank you for the kind comments that you all are giving me. I really appreciate it, and I want to give a shout out to everybody that's actually taking the opportunity to give this information to the public. No, there's not this information about cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency revolution. It's not on television. It's through YouTube and these kinds of mediums, Twitter. So I want to just give a shout out to everybody that's taking the opportunity, taking your time. I know I'm not getting paid, and I'm sure a lot of other people that are doing this are not getting paid, but I think this information is really important to the public. So I want to shout out to everybody. There's a list of people that I've been watching. I've been watching your videos. I want to say to the other YouTubers, I've been watching your videos, man, and I'm learning a lot. I really appreciate you, and a lot of you guys that are on Twitter. I want to say thank you because I'm being inspired by some of your stories, and it's making me search and really get my stuff together. So, I want, this is very important. This space is very important. So, anyway, with that being said, let's get to it. Let's get into it. I want to start first with this tweet right here. It says, it's a tweet from, I'm going to butcher this guy's name. I screw his name up every time, but I'll say Vital Bertini. Okay, it says, this is the tweet. He says, I think there's I think there's too much emphasis on Bitcoin and Ethereum, whatever, ETFs, and not enough emphasis on making it easier for people to buy $5 to $10 in cryptocurrency via cards at corner stores. He says the former is better for pumping price, but the latter is much better for actual adoption. And I think he's talking about mass adoption there, or mass adoption of cryptocurrency altogether. And I just want to say, man, I totally agree with this guy because he's a very smart man. He's what we would consider a genius, right, in terms of cryptocurrency. I totally agree with him. And I think there is a lot of emphasis being on the extended trade funds. Now, there is a problem here. And I think I'll go to this as I bring up this next story. Here he is right here, this guy. Ethereum founder Vital Bertini, there is too much emphasis on Bitcoin ETFs. Now, and here's it says the crypto community has dramatically changed since the beginning of its history. Technological geniuses are giving way to businessmen and financial specialists, and that may distort the initial concept of the crypto sphere. And I totally agree with that because, like I said before, and my point is this. There is a regulatory side, and then there's a political side. And when he makes the statement, or the writer says that technologically, or people that are techie guys are giving way to businessmen and financial specialists, is because we're watching an evolution of the exchanges, right? I mean, I was talking to a friend. I was saying, what do you think Dow Jones would say? Charles Dow would say about cryptocurrency exchanges. I mean, Charles Dow is how we got Wall Street and the Dow Jones, and the evolution of the Dow Jones. And now we're watching the evolution of the stock exchanges. And so I kind of agree with this guy that, because I'm just a normal guy trying to invest or trying to make sure that I'm educating myself about this particular issue, where the other investors and the institutional investors, their concern is about how much money they're gonna make and how much money they're going to keep. All right. And so I totally agree with him. I think that it is a lot being made regarding, I think there's too much emphasis on ETFs. But when you're talking about money, you're talking about politics. When you're talking about money, you're talking about regulatories. What I'd like to see is, in my personal opinion, which is just my personal opinion from Crypto News and Investigative Report, my personal opinion is that I like to see more policy driven rather than regulatory driven or politically driven. I'd like to see some of these exchanges get together and create a consensus policies rather than having to persuade politicians to get on board. And then, you know, because that's anything political takes a long time. Anything regulatory takes a long time. And that's why when I see the word mass adoption, this is going to be this mass adoption, I think what's going to slow the mass adoption down is giving way to businessmen and strategists, you know, financial strategists. You know, those guys are going to try to develop guidelines that protect them. You know, an ETF is a good investment, but it's the kind of you know, investment that your big money people want to make. And so I totally agree. I like to see both sides of this issue. One side is that it's not for the regular guy who's just taking, you know, taking some money and trying to invest in cryptocurrency as opposed to an institutional investor. And I was glad to see that he tweeted this comment. Like I said, I agree with him 100% on this comment. And this comment, his tweet, is looking out for people, you know. It's easier for people to buy $5 to $10 in cryptocurrency via cards and at the corner store. But, you know, I understand, and he's saying, hey, look, I understand that if you want mass adoption, you know, that ETFs are going to be good for that. But, you know, your normal working person that's just trying to make sure that they're ahead of the game and they're trying to, you know, make them some money. Hey, we're just regular people trying to stay ahead of the game. But anyway, enough said about that. I'm rambling on and on and on. But the next thing I want to talk about is the ETFs itself. Now, when you talk about political positions, here we go. It says SEC Commission. This is something else that I tweeted today. And I'm just kind of go over a few things that I tweeted today. Please follow me on Twitter, Cryptocurrency and Investigative Reports. It would be at RobTechP, RobTech, RobTechP. All right. Hit me up and I'll give you that information. Follow us on Twitter and please subscribe and follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. But this says the SEC commissioner disagrees with the agency's Winklevoss Bitcoin ETF rejection. She's actually saying that she thinks that they should have confirmed it. All right. I'll read a little bit of it. It says, the Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, on Thursday shot down the Winklevoss brothers' bid to bring the first Bitcoin ETF to a regulated U.S. exchange, dashing the hopes of many investors that the agency was warming to this nascent. I got to move my mic. Sorry about that, and get a little closer. Warming to the nascent asset class. Notably, through that ruling was not only controversial among cryptocurrency enthusiasts, but also within the SEC itself. Commissioner says the SEC exceeded authority in denying Bitcoin, the ETF. And I'll read a little bit more. Actually, let me read what she wrote. She said, it says, and this is Hence, I think her last name is Hence. Anyway, we'll get her name for you in a minute. Oh, here it is. No. Anyway, let's read. It says the commission's mission. This is what she wrote. She said the commission's mission historically has been and should continue to be to ensure that investors have the information they need to make intelligent investment decisions, and that the rules of the exchange are designed to provide transparency and prevent manipulation and market participation interacts with each other. The Commission steps beyond this limit's role when it focuses instead on the quality of the characteristics of the markets underlying a product that an exchange seeks to list. And so she kind of pulled away from what the rest of the SEC was saying. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission, they're like the police department. They go out and enforce the laws of investing. They enforce the laws, so there won't be any inside trader information. That's what the Securities and Exchange do. They enforce the laws, whatever laws that are made. They go out and enforce them. But I kind of agree with her too, I have to say, because if they're just turning them down simply because they don't like that it's a Bitcoin, that's not fair. That's not right. And so I kind of agree with her. But I'll wrap this up by saying I'm pretty sure in September we're going to have Bitcoin ETFs. I'm pretty sure. And by September, my prediction is by September we will have exchange traded funds. I'm pretty sure we'll have ETFs by then. All right. And so this is a very good article. I tweeted this article out today too. And then let's move on. Now here we are. It says, now, I think this article came out about 2 or 3 days ago, but it says Ripple XRP mass adoption is just at the back of the corner. And this is the global coin report. Now, here's the deal about this article. As you read this article, it says nothing about regulation. It says nothing about the Securities and Exchange Commission. All this article talks about basically is the hype. Okay, it talks about, the Bill Gates Foundation, and that all of that's good and all of that's great. But in order for mass adoption to take place, you're going to have to talk to some regulators. There's going to have to be some regulations, and there's going to have to be some political structure, or some kind of policies put in place before mass adoption. But I do believe there's going to be mass adoption. And let me say this, because Ripple XRP is that kind of cryptocurrency that you're going to have. You're going to have Ripple XRP. Ripple XRP reminds me of what my basketball coach used to say. My basketball coach said that if you want to stay on the floor, you're going to have to put yourself in position that we can't win without you. That's what my basketball coach would say. If you're the kind of player that we have to keep on the floor because we can't win without you, then you're definitely going to be on the team. But we ain't going to keep anybody on the basketball team that just want to be on the team. And so I said that to say that's really the analogy for Ripple XRP. They're the player that you have to have on the team if you want to win. So XRP they've put themselves in a position in banking that if you're going to be in banking and if you're going to be doing digital cross-border payments, you're going to have to go with XRP. And so I agree with the eventual mass adoption, because with the suite that XRP has, they're the best in the business. So, but in order for institutional investors to come in, they're going to come in because of regulatory things. Institutional investors are going to come in because of the custodial element. They're going to come in because of the regulation element. They're going to come in because of the Securities and Exchange will allow them to come in with ETFs. That's how mass adoption is going to take place. And so with that being said, my point here is that this is a great article, but what this article is kind of leaving out is that regulatory, political policy type. And those are the elements that are going to gain way or make way for mass adoption. But I will say again that Ripple XRP is the best thing out there for banks. And like I said, to Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz, those guys have put themselves in a position that if the team wants to win, you're going to need them on the team. And one of the let's see, let's see if I got the right article up here. Yeah, here we go. One of the players that has Ripple XRP on the team is the IMF. Chris Larson and Ray Zagone are on the team, okay? And so now that they're on the IMF team, now they're on the Federal Reserve team, and now they're working with the World Bank's team, central banks. They have put themselves in position to win. Basically, they're going, you know. When the time comes, they're going to be selected as the cryptocurrency for banks, the cryptocurrency that's going to be selected. Ripple XRP, man, is off the hook. Okay, you know, point blank, period. They're the best. They got it going on. They got the best use cases. I listen to David Schwartz. Use case. Brad Garlinghouse. Use case. Ripple XRP has use cases, man, and they are not going to be beat. So anyway, let's move on. Now, did I show you the attitude? Let's see here. Did we do this one? I got a few. All right, right here. It says Ripple XRP to be exclusive base currency for the I forgot what that meant. DCX crypto exchange. Basically, there's another DX crypto exchange. Let me hang on just a second. Let me read a little bit. The DCEX, the very first crypto exchange to use Ripple XRP and its base currency, has just opened registration for its platform. The exchange plans to open trading in the coming weeks, according to a statement on Monday. The exchange will offer 15 virtual currencies for trading with XRP as the base pair. The coins include Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, EOS, and Tron, among others. And so, I mean, this is great news. And I think what this is showing us and what this is telling us is that no matter what's really going on, Ripple XRP is not like sitting beside some corner. Ripple XRP, they're not just sitting around waiting for things to happen. They're out, they're doing things, and they're making it happen. And their products of what Ripple XRP has is outstanding. Now, like I said earlier, I mean, this is good news that these exchanges are going to be using Ripple XRP as their base currency. This was one of the first crypto exchanges that used XRP as a base currency, and they're going to be adding more, but it's going to be based on XRP as their base currency, which is excellent news. And we've been getting this news, and that's because Ripple XRP, like I said earlier, is the player that you have to have on your team if you want to win. And Ripple XRP has put themselves in that position. And finally, so I tweeted those articles today. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that red button and then hit that bell, and you come up with notifications when we're having when we're posting YouTube videos. Once again, this is Crypto News and Investigative Reports. I'm glad that you join us. Let me know what you think. I'm giving out my opinions of what I think is going to be happening in this cryptocurrency space. I'd like to know what you guys are thinking. Please leave your comments. So that's what's really valuable. Your comments, whether you agree with what I have to say or whether you disagree with what I have to say. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And so, yeah, please let me know what you guys think about what we're doing. Oh, wait, one more thing before I go is this right here. Yeah, there it is. This is how come Ripple XRP is so good. Let me move this up just a little bit. This is how come Ripple XRP is so good. Ripple XRP has what I'll call here's the XRP process. Okay, so if you want to send US dollars to Mexico, then the great thing about Ripple XRP is that they're used as the intermediary. And so when I was listening to Brad Garlinghouse talk about this process, he was saying there might be a time when people don't even know that Ripple XRP, their cryptocurrency XRP, is being used. That's how important what Ripple has done. That's how important it is. That they're focused, and they are really focused on being that cryptocurrency for banking. So here we go. If you want to send money to Mexico, the next step will be is you'll take that US dollars and you'll turn that US dollars into XRP. And then the next step is you'll take that they'll take that XRP. So you actually be sending XRP between Mexico and the United States to Mexico. And, you'll be actually sending XRP. And so once XRP arrives in Mexico, the XRP will be turned into pesos. And then finally, the pesos will be received by the receiver, or whoever, the customer get paid. And so this is the process as XRP is used as a intermediary cryptocurrency. So, with that being said, you can already see why XRP is the kind, Ripple XRP and XRapid, XVIA, XCurrent, XSpring, the Interledger protocol. You can see how Ripple XRP is building themselves into just, man, they blowing up, man. They just an awesome company, man. They, shout out to them. They letting it rain, okay? And and just by looking at this chart, they got straight use cases. If banks want to get some stuff done and they want to get it done fast, not to mention Ripple XRP, it costs less and it's much faster than everybody. It's faster than Bitcoin. So when it comes to banking, what used to take 2 or 3 days, and finally, I'm gonna close with this. If you want to laugh, if you feel like you really want to laugh in regards to this cryptocurrency stuff, go to Swift and look at Swift's website. Swift doesn't even have blockchain. Swift GPI is like FedEx. They give you a tracking number. And I talked to a friend about Swift. They said they get a tracking number and you put your tracking number in. That's the technology that they're using. It's a tracking number. And oh man, that's crazy. It's crazy. Somebody need to call. If I own Swift, I would just give in and go straight to blockchain. All right. You know what I mean? That's just like put a new engine in the old car, buddy. Or wait, you go buy a new car because this one ain't working. That's Swift. All right. So anyway, here you go. This is kind of that Ripple chart. You send USD to Mexico. If you want to send USD to Mexico, the next step was that you'll take that US dollars and turn that US dollars into XRP. That XRP will be turned into pesos, and that person to get paid with their pesos. And so it costs less. It's faster. 4 to 5 seconds faster. So anyway, all right, you guys. Once again, crypto news and investigative reports. I'm glad that you was able to join us today. If you have any questions about anything that we've said today, just kind of let us know. We're glad to hear your comments. Hit that subscribe button over there. Hit that like button over there. And please, if you don't like it, hit that button. Please let us know how you feel about us. All right? Hey, thank you. And wherever you are, have a great day. And wherever you are, have a good night. Okay? And we'll talk to you soon.